Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishnaya Paramatmane Namaha. Srimad Bhagavat Gita, Chapter 11. Vishwaroopa Darshana Yogam. Arjuna said, "Thanks to the most profound words of spiritual wisdom that you have spoken out of kindness to me. This delusion of mine has entirely disappeared. For Krishna, I have heard from you in detail an account of the evolution and dissolution of beings and also your immortal glory. Lord, you are precisely what you declare yourself to be. But I long to see your divine form, possessed of wisdom, glory, energy, strength, valor, and effulgence. O best of persons, Krishna, if you think that it can be seen by me, then, O Lord of Yoga, reveal to me your imperishable form." Sri Bhagavan said, "Arjuna, behold my manifold, multifarious divine forms of various colors and shapes in hundreds and thousands. Behold in me, Arjuna, the 12 sons of Aditi, the 8 Vasus, the 11 Rudras, the 2 Ashwini Kumaras, and the 49 Maruts, and witness many more wonderful forms never seen before. Arjuna, behold as concentrated within this body of mine, the entire creation consisting of both animate and inanimate beings, and whatever else you desire to see. But surely you cannot see me with these human eyes of yours. Therefore, I vouchsafe to you the divine eye. With this, you behold my divine power of yoga." Sanjaya said, "My Lord, having spoken thus, Sri Krishna, the supreme master of yoga, forthwith revealed to Arjuna his supremely glorious divine form. Arjuna saw the supreme deity possessing many mouths and eyes, presenting many a wonderful sight, decked with many divine ornaments, wielding many uplifted divine weapons, wearing divine garlands and vestments, anointed all over the divine sandal pace, full of all wonders, infinite and having faces on all sides. If there be the effulgence of 1,000 suns, bursting forth all at once in the heavens, even that would hardly approach the splendor of the mighty Lord. Concentrated at one place in the person of that supreme deity, Arjuna then beheld the whole universe with its manifold divisions. Then Arjuna, full of wonder and with the hair standing on end, reverentially bowed his head to the divine Lord and with joined palms addressed him thus. Arjuna said, "Lord, I behold within your body all gods and hosts of all different beings, Brahma throned on his lotus seat, Shiva and rishis and celestial serpents. O Lord of the universe, I see you endowed with numerous arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes, and having innumerable forms extended on all the sides. I see neither your beginning nor middle nor even your end, manifested as you are in the form of the universe. I see you endowed with the diadems, clubs, and discuses, a mass of splendor glowing all around, having the brilliance of a blazing fire and the sun, hot to gaze at and immeasurable on all sides. You are the supreme, indestructible, worthy of being known. You are the ultimate refuge of this universe. You are again the protector of the ageless Dharma. I consider you to be the eternal, imperishable being. I see you without beginning, middle, or end, possessing unlimited prowess and endowed with numberless arms, having the moon and the sun for your eyes, and blazing fire for your mouth, and scorching this universe by your radiance. Yonder space between heaven and earth, and all the quarters are entirely filled by you alone. Seeing this transcendent, dreadful form of yours, O soul of the universe, all the three worlds feel greatly alarmed. Yonder hosts of gods are entering you, some with palms joined out of fear or uttering your names and glories, multitudes of Maharshis and Siddhas saying, "Let there be peace," or extolling you by means of excellent hymns. The 11 Rudras, 12 Adityas, and 8 Vasus, the Sadhyas and Vishwadevas, the 2 Ashwini Kumaras and 49 Maruts, as well as the mains and multitudes of Gandharvas, Yakshas, Asuras, and Siddhas, all these gaze upon you in amazement. Lord, seeing this stupendous and dreadful form of yours, possessing numerous mouths and eyes, many arms, thighs, and feet, many bellies, and many teeth, the worlds are terror-struck, so am I. Lord, seeing your form reaching the heavens, effulgent, multicolored, having its mouth wide open and possessing large flaming eyes, I with my inmost self frightened have lost self-control and find no peace. Seeing your faces frightful on account of their teeth and blazing like the fire at the time of universal destruction, I am utterly bewildered and find no happiness. Therefore, have mercy on me, O Lord of celestials and abode of the universe. All those sons of Dhritarashtra with hosts of kings are entering you. Bhishma, Drona, and yonder Karna, with the principal warriors on our side as well, are rushing headlong into your fearful mouths, looking all the more terrible on account of their teeth. Some are seen struck up in the gaps between your teeth and their heads crushed. As the myriad streams of rivers rush towards the sea alone, so do those warriors of the mortal world enter your flaming mouths. As moths rushed with great speed into blazing fire for extinction out of their folly, even so, all these people are with great rapidity entering your mouth to meet their doom. Discovering through your blazing mouth, devouring through your blazing mouth, you are licking all those people on all sides. Lord, your fiery rays fill the whole universe with their fierce radiance and scorch it. Tell me who you are with a form so terrible. My obeisance to you, O best of gods, be kind to me. I wish to know you, the primal being, in particular, for I know not your purpose. Sri Bhagavan said, I am mighty Kala, the eternal time spirit, the destroyer of the worlds. I am out to exterminate these people, even without you all those warriors arrayed in the enemy's camp shall die. Therefore, do you arise and win glory, conquering foes, enjoy the affluent kingdom. These warriors stand already slain by me. Be you only an instrument, Arjuna. Do kill Drona and Bhishma and Jayadratha and Karna and other brave warriors, for who already stand killed by me. Fear not. Fight and you will surely conquer the enemies in the war. Sanjaya said, hearing these words of Bhagavan Keshava, Arjuna tremblingly bowed to him with joined palms and bowing again in extreme terror, spoke to Sri Krishna in faltering accents. Arjuna said, Lord, well, it is the universe excels and is filled with love by chanting your names, virtues, and glory. Terrified Rakshasas are fleeing in all directions, and all the hosts of Siddhas are bowing to you. O great soul, why should they not bow to you, who are the progenitor of Brahma himself and the greatest of the great? O infinite Lord of celestials, abode of the universe, you are that which is existent, that which is non-existent, and also that which is beyond both, namely the indestructible Brahman. You are the primal deity, the most ancient person. You are the ultimate resort of this universe. You are both the knower and the knowable, and the highest abode. It is you who pervade the universe, assuming endless forms. You are Vayu, Yama, Agni, the moon god, Varuna, Brahma, nay, the father of Brahma himself. Hail, hail to you 1,000 times. Salutations, repeated salutations to you once again. O Lord of infinite prowess, my salutations to you from the front and from behind. O soul of all, my obeisance to you from all sides indeed. You who possess infinite might pervade all. Therefore, you are all. The way in which I have importunately called you, either through intimacy or thoughtlessly, O Krishna, O Yadava, O comrade, and so on, unaware of greatness of yours and thinking you only to be a friend, and the way in which you have been slighted by me in jest, O sinless one, while at play, reposing, sitting, or at meals, either alone or even in the presence of others, for all that I crave forgiveness from you, O immeasurable. You are the Father, nay, the greatest teacher of this moving and unmoving creation, and worthy of adoration. O Lord of incomparable might, in all the three worlds there is none else equal to you. How then can anyone be superior to you? Therefore, Lord, prostrating my body at your feet and bowing low, I seek to propitiate you, the ruler of all and worthy of all praise. It behoves you to bear with me, even as a father bears with his son, a friend with his friend, and a husband with his beloved spouse. Having seen your wondrous form, which was never seen before, I feel transported with joy. At the same time, my mind is tormented by fear. Pray reveal to me that divine form, the form of Vishnu with 4 arms. O Lord of celestials, abode of the universe, be gracious. I wish to see you adorned in the same way with a diadem on the head and holding a mace and a discus in 2 of your hands. O Lord, with 1,000 arms, O universal being, appear again in the same 4-armed form. Sri Bhagavan said, Arjuna, pleased with you, I have shown you through my power of yoga the supreme, effulgent, primal, and infinite cosmic form, which has never been seen before by anyone other than you. Arjuna, in this mortal world, I cannot be seen in this form by anyone else than you, either through study of the Vedas or of rituals, or again through gifts, actions, or austere penances. Seeing such a dreadful form of mine as this, do not be perturbed or perplexed. With a fearless and tranquil mind, behold once again the same 4-armed form of mine, bearing the conch, discus, mace, and lotus. Sanjaya said, Having spoken thus to Arjuna, Bhagavan Vasudeva again revealed to him his own four-armed form, and then, assuming a genial form, the high-souled Sri Krishna consoled the frightened Arjuna. Arjuna said, Krishna, seeing this gentle human form of yours, I have regained my composure and I am myself again. Sri Bhagavan said, this form of mine with four arms, which you have just seen, is exceedingly difficult to behold. Even the gods are always eager to see this form. Neither by study of Vedas, nor by penance, nor again by charity, nor even by ritual can I be seen in this form with four arms as you have seen me. Through single-minded devotion, however I can be seen in this form, nay, known in essence and even entered into, O valiant Arjuna. Arjuna, he who performs all his duties for my sake, depends on me, is devoted to me, has no attachment, and is free from malice towards all beings, reaches me. Thus, in the Upanishad sung by the Lord, the science of Brahma, the scripture of yoga, the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna ends the 11th chapter titled The Yoga of the Vision of the Universal Form. The glories of 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita from the Padma Purana. Lord Shiva said, my dear Parvati, now I will relate to you the glories of the 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It's not possible to tell its full glories, as there are thousands of stories. I will relate one of them only. On the banks of the Pranitha river is a large town of the name Meghankara, in which is the famous temple of Jagadishvara. Jagadishvara is holding in his hand a bow. In that town of Meghankara, there was a pure Brahmana of the name Sunanda, who remained a brahmachari his whole life. Sunanda would sit in front of Lord Jagadishvara and recite the 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and remember the universal form of the Lord. By reciting that 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, he gained complete control over his senses and was able to remember Lord Jagadishvara continuously. Once, that pure Brahmana Sunanda went on a tour of the holy places on the banks of the Godavari river. He visited all the sacred places, starting with Vrajatirtha. In all the holy places he visited, he bathed and took darshan of the presiding deity. One day he reached the town of Vivian Mandela. Along with his associates, he searched for a place to stay, and eventually in the middle of the town they found Dharmashala, where they all took rest for the night. When Sunanda woke up in the morning, he found that all his associates had left. While searching for them, he met the headman of the town, who immediately fell at his feet and said, "O great sage, I cannot say where your associates have gone, but I can tell you that there is no devotee equal to you. I have never seen anyone as pure as you. O my dear Brahmana, I am begging you to stay in this town." When Sunanda heard the humble request of the headman of the town, he decided to stay for some days. That headman made every arrangement for the comfortable stay of Sunanda and engaged in his service day and night. After 8 days had passed, one villager came before Sunanda crying very loudly and said, "O pure Brahmana, last night one Rakshasa ate my son." Sunanda inquired, "Where does that Rakshasa stay and how did he eat your son?" The villager replied, "In this town, one very frightful Rakshasa lives. who every day was eating villages as and when he pleased. One day, we all went to that Rakshasa and requested him to protect us, in return for which we would provide them with his daily food. One Dharmashala was built, and any traveler who came here was sent there to stay, and while sleeping, the Rakshasa would eat them. In this way, we have been able to protect ourselves from this Rakshasa. You, along with your associates, stayed at that Dharmashala, but that Rakshasa did not eat you along with everyone else. The reason I will tell you. Last night, a friend of my son came, but I did not realize that he was a very close and dear friend of my son. So I sent him to stay in Dharmashala. Later, when my son found out, he went after him to try and bring him back from the Dharmashala, but when he went there, he was also eaten by that Rakshasa. Today in the morning, I went to that Rakshasa and asked him why he had eaten my son along with the other travelers. I also requested him if there was any way I could get my son back. That Rakshasa told me, I did not know that your son had also entered the Dharmashala. Thus he was eaten with everyone else. As far as getting him back, that will be possible when I am freed from this Rakshasa body, which will be possible by the mercy of a person who recites the 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavat Gita daily. Right now there is one Brahmana staying in this town who stayed at this Dharmashala, but I had not eaten him because he daily recites the 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavat Gita. If he daily recites the 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavat Gita 7 times, then sprinkles water on me, then I will be able to get free from the curse of this Rakshasa body. Sunanda inquired from that villager, what sin did this person perform to attain that Rakshasa body? The villager replied, long ago there had been a farmer living in this town. One day he was guarding the fields when, just a little distant away from him, one large vulture attacked a person who was traveling on the road. At that time, one yogi was passing by, and when he saw that person being attacked by that vulture, he came running to his aid, but when he reached him, it was too late. Then that yogi became very angry with the farmer and spoke to him as follows. One who sees others in danger from thieves, snakes, fire, attack by weapons, etc., and even though he is capable of helping them, he does not come to help, is punished by Yamaraja. After suffering in hell for a very long time, he takes birth as a wolf. And one who helps someone is in need of help certainly pleases Lord Vishnu. One who attempts to save a cow from the hands of a ferocious animal, a low-class man or a wicked ruler, attains Lord Vishnu. Wicked farmer, you saw that vulture attacking that person, but you still made no attempt to save him. Now I curse you to take birth as a Rakshasa. The farmer said, I was watching the fields for the whole night and I am very tired, so kindly be merciful to me, O gentle sage. The yogi replied, when someone who is daily chanting the 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavat Gita sprinkles water on your head, then you will become free from this curse. The villager said, my dear Sunanda, with your hand kindly sprinkle water on the head of this Rakshasa. After hearing that history from the villager, Sunanda went along with him to the place where that Rakshasa was staying, and while he was reciting the 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavat Gita, sprinkled water on his head. That Rakshasa immediately attained a four-armed form like that of Lord Vishnu. Not only he, but all the thousands of persons who had eaten also attained a four-armed form like that of Lord Vishnu. Then they all sat down in the flower aeroplane which had been sent to take them all to Vaikuntha. Seeing those amazing events, the villager inquired from the Rakshasa which one was his son. The Rakshasa started to laugh and pointed at one of those thousands of beautiful persons sitting in the transcendental airplane and replied, "That's your son." The villager requested his son to come home with him. Hearing his father's request, the son smilingly replied, "My dear sir, many times you have been my son and I yours, but now by the grace of this great pure devotee Sunanda, I have been released from this wheel of birth and death, and now I am going to my real home, Vaikunta. Dear sir, kindly surrender unto the lotus feet of Sunanda and hear from him the 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavat Gita, and you also will be able to attain the abode of Lord Vishnu, namely the Vaikunta." Of this there is no doubt. From Lord Krishna's mouth, these nectarine instructions came on the battlefield of Kurukshetra in reply to the questions of his friend Arjuna. And only by hearing and reciting this discourse can one break the tight knot which is binding us to this wheel of birth and death. Lord Shiva said, after speaking those words full of wisdom to his father, along with all those other fortunate souls, he went to Vaikunta, and his father learned the 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavat Gita from Sunanda, and very soon they also went to Vaikunta. My dear Parvati, you have heard the glories of the 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavat Gita, which is capable of destroying all sinful reactions and offer the abode of Lord Vishnu. This completes the 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavat Gita. Om Namo Narayanaya. Shri Krishnaya Paramatmane Namaha. Krishna 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 Krishna.